Hello and welcome to today's video on high altitude investing. Today is April 1st, 2017, and I'm going to be teaching you how to margin trade on Poloniex. Don't take this as trading advice, take it as just information that you can use. Nobody's perfect, and it's not my fault if you have a loss from your trading. But I will say that the methods that I teach have shown to be proven with high success rates. Oh, and real quick before I switch to my screen here, shout out to everybody that suggested this video. So at Desi24 from the Discord chat, at Lamondo 114 from the Discord chat, and at Sear, Searr from the Discord chat, and at el.z. Thank you guys for the video suggestion. If you guys have any video suggestions, email them to me, drop them in the comments below, or tweet it at me, however you want to get a hold of me, and I will try and help you guys out with any of those suggestions or questions that you want me to make a video about. So yeah, just wanted to go ahead and shout those people out real quick. Thank you guys. And also huge shout out to the Discord chat. It keeps getting bigger and better, so go ahead and join it if you guys haven't. The link is on my channel. It's in the top right of my channel if you go to my YouTube page. So yeah, let's go over to Poloniex and get right into this video. Teach you guys how to margin trade. So Poloniex.com is a cryptocurrency exchange, if you haven't heard of it, and it is one of the older ones. It works really well. It's been around for a long time and has a good interface. It's a little bit laggy now that there's high volume and stuff, but honestly it's one of the best exchanges. It's really clean. I like the people that run it and stuff, so it's the one that I predominantly use. Poloniex, BitterX, and Bitfinex. Now, this is what I use for altcoin trading and margin trading, unless I'm margin trading Bitcoin, because you can't margin trade Bitcoin on Poloniex. I use a website called magner.com, and this is a pretty cool exchange too. I recommend checking it out. But basically, you can have up to 10x leverage, and they also have some excuse me, they also have some lending rates that are pretty good. 1.28% fixed rate until June of 2017. So that's definitely something to check out, but let's get over to margin trading. Now, first you want to have some Bitcoin inside of your Poloniex account. So if you don't know how to get Bitcoin, you can go ahead and watch my how to buy Bitcoin video and use my referral link in the description of that to sign up to Coinbase, and it's pretty easy to get yourself some Bitcoin. You can get it instantly with a debit or credit card, and then you can start trading these cryptocurrencies. And these cryptos are really good to trade because they're designed differently than the standard stock market in the fact that the supply and the demand works differently. But that's a little bit more complicated, and I will be making videos about that later on in the future, though I have discussed a little bit about it in some of my previous ones. Okay, so as you can see, you want to get some Bitcoin over to your Poloniex account. It's really easy to sign up for Poloniex. All you need to do is a quick, username, email, and send a confirmation of your email, and then you're ready to go. So it really is pretty easy to get signed up on this. Oh, come on. For some reason Poloniex is lagging a little bit more than I like it to. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so once you're signed up, you can go up into the top right corner under balances, click deposits and withdrawals, and then there's hide zero balances and hide delisted. I recommend clicking both of those because there's a lot of coins on here to trade, and it just makes for a big page. So I click on both of them, and then right here in the top right, you can search for a coin. So I'm going to type in BTC. Now, if you don't have any Bitcoin, obviously, if you've clicked hide zero balances, then it won't show up unless you search it. So you have to search right here in the top right for it to show up. And then you click on deposit, and then there'll be a generate deposit address. If you're a new account, click on generate deposit address and send some of that Bitcoin over. And if you need some help sending Bitcoin to Poloniex, I have a document I'll put in the description where that goes over the whole process with images, and it's a really informative document on how to send Bitcoin from Coinbase that you purchase over to Poloniex. So yeah, so once the Bitcoin arrives in your account, so I already have some Bitcoin, as you can see. If I click these two things, Bitcoin is at 0.5222 Bitcoin. So there's Bitcoin in this account right now. Now let's take my Bitcoin and let's put it in my margin account. So there's an exchange account, and when you deposit your Bitcoin, it lands into the exchange account, and when you transfer your balances afterwards over to your margin account, that's when you can do margin trading. But the deposit always goes to your exchange. So up here in the top left under exchange, your deposit will come right here. You have 0.5222 Bitcoin, as you can see. Now, I could buy and sell, in the normal exchange, but this video is about margin trading specifically. So let's go ahead and go under the margin trading window. We click right here, poloniex.com/margin trading. Now it says right here, this orange part right here, and by the way, I'm in night mode. You can change that in this little setting thing right here if you want to switch to night mode, because normally Poloniex is white, or it has a different color scheme. So yeah, to begin margin trading, you must first transfer balances into your margin account. So basically, I recommend reading over this right here. I'll put this in the description too. This is the Poloniex support about margin trading, and it goes in depth over all of the things you need to know if you have any more in detailed questions. Because when you're starting margin trading, it can kind of be a little bit confusing, but I'll break it down in the basic terms for you. So what margin trading is borrowing some funds. So you're borrowing funds, you're taking out a loan from another person that's lending. See how there's the lending tab here in Poloniex? I'm going to make another lending video soon. I took my last one down because I want to make a better one, but be expecting another lending video soon. And so the lenders have offers for loans, and these are daily compounding, which means this percentage of interest that you have to pay out for borrowing the money is daily. So you have to pay the person you're borrowing the money from every day. Now the exchange just takes care of all of that automatically, so you don't actually have to worry about paying your loan, right? It's just because you have the collateral to get that loan that it will automatically pay it for you. Now let's go over to the margin trading tab here again. Okay, and let's get some balances transferred in here. Click transfer balances by the begin margin trading thing, and this will bring up a quick transfer. You can also do that by transfer balances up in the top right under balances. Now let's go ahead and take, I'm gonna go ahead and put about $50 of Bitcoin into this margin account. So I type in 0.05, click under this tab and click BTC, and then click from exchange account. So when you deposit the Bitcoin, it goes to your exchange, and then you put it in your margin account, and then you press transfer. Transferred 0.05 Bitcoin to margin account. Excellent. So once you have some collateral in your margin account, as you see right here, total margin value, 0.05 Bitcoin. Now, let's look for something to put a position on. A lot of these alts are up pretty high today. Now, that doesn't always mean that you can short it, but if you have a good trade setup and they're really high, then you can usually short it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a short on Litecoin here live and go with 8 Litecoins. So what I've done here is you can see the buy and the sell are on the right and the left. You can do limit orders on, I have a video on stop and limit orders. Go ahead and check it out. But you can do limit orders, but you have to buy out your short and short out your long. So if you're going long, so in margin trading you go long, and that just means that you're betting on it going up. And then if you go short, you're betting on it going down. So basically with stop and limit orders on margin trading, you have to buy out your short and sell out your long to, or short sell your buy to actually have it work, which means you have to have more collateral. So it's a little bit less useful only because you get 0.5 of the 2.5x leverage. So the way margin trading works, like I said, you borrow some money from, or some crypto from other traders on here. And when you do that, when you borrow the money from the other traders, you take about 1.5 extra, and you're paying that loan. Like I said, I'll show you how it opens a loan for me once I place this order. But basically what that means is you can squeeze more profit out, right? That's the idea behind it, because you have more trading balance. So if you have a bigger trading balance, and you're willing to pay that loan, whatever that loan rate is, I'm gonna go ahead and put this short at 0.00675. 0.00675. Let's see if this gets filled in the video. I'm just gonna try and short Litecoin here real quick. See what it does for me. But anyways, so yeah, I just did a sell order of 8 Litecoin. As you can see, I have a tradable balance of 10, and I have a tradable balance of 0.07 Bitcoin. So now that I've put an order in, now that I have an open order, this means that some of my current margin, so what the margin is if you get to a certain point, it will just close out your position because you were wrong on the trade and you can't pay your loan anymore because you don't have enough value in your account to pay the loan. So that's what the margin thing is. And once it hits a certain maintenance, as you can see, if you go over here and you go under maintenance, forced liquidation. So forced liquidation is when you hit a certain maintenance on your margin account. So you were wrong on your trade to the point that it has to close the account out. And this happens at forced liquidation is, let me see here. Current margin dips below your maintenance margin. Yeah, that's what I thought. So if you see how I'm 93% margin right now, that means I've used 7% of my account balance or of my margin balance, because it's just a percentage of your total account balance and your profit loss calculated with your extra loan, right? And that's what this is. Unrealized lending fees. That's the fees that you have to pay to have that loan. Unrealized profit loss. Once I have a position, it will tell me what my profit loss on that position is. Total net value. That's my total account balance value. Total borrowed value. 0.0536 Bitcoin. So I have a borrowed value of 0.0536 Bitcoin. And basically, if this, say I'm wrong on this trade, say I put a short on, actually I'll just go ahead and find one that I'll put a trade on really quickly here. One that I'm not waiting for it to fill, because Litecoin is being a little bit slow to hit my entry that I was targeting. And for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to show you what it's like to have an open position, whether I'm right or not on the trade. All right, so I'm going to go long on clams here. I'm going to go ahead, and you see as I have a tradable balance of 0.0713. So I'm going to go with 0.0, yeah, we'll go with 0.03 Bitcoin. Margin buy. Now some of that order was filled. As you can see, I have to wait for somebody to buy it in the exchange, because that's how an exchange works. This isn't a CTF. We're actually trading the coins between each other, right? So there has to be somebody on the other end buying it and somebody on the other end selling it for the order to be filled. So I'm just waiting for this 26 clam to be bought at 0.0107486 Bitcoin. So as you can see, I have a long position on clam. Only one of them was bought, and I have a profit loss, and then I have lending fees. See, as you can see, I've paid a Satoshi in borrowed lending fees so far. Now, what that means is margin trading is much, much riskier, okay? Because you have to pay fees, and if you're wrong, you're 1.5 times more wrong, right? But if you're right, again, on the other side of the table there, you're 1.5 times more right or more wealthy. So it has its place. If you know, if you know what you're doing, you can definitely make a lot of money doing margin trading. So yeah, basically I have this open position. Now if we go over into the lending tab, you can see that I have active loans. So I have a Litecoin loan. So when you short a position, you borrow the coin you're shorting, okay? And so you have to do whatever interest rate that coin is. So if I go over to Litecoin, you can see it's a 0.1276% interest rate, which means if you're shorting Litecoin right now, you have to pay a very, very hefty fee of daily compounding just to own that, just to borrow that money, that Litecoin from someone. Now, if you're long on a coin, you just borrow Bitcoin, right? And Bitcoin is at 0.0890. So, the interest rates are pretty high, and I'm going to be, like I said, making a video on lending, because lending can be a very, very effective way to take advantage of these people that margin trade, not take advantage of it, but make a win-win situation out of the margin traders, because if the margin traders are making money borrowing your money and you're making money letting them borrow your money, then everybody wins. And so that's the idea behind margin trading. You can squeeze more profit out of it. You have to borrow it from other people in the exchange, but the exchange handles it, so you don't have to, you don't have to sit there and pay the person that you've borrowed the loan from. This is something that, is everywhere. Basically, if you go to any big stock trading, anything like that, there's margin trading. It's not just in Poloniex or Bitcoin. And the reason it's so useful is because you can short. So that's really, really what makes it useful, is you can short a coin. So you can make money off a coin losing value. So let's go to a trading view idea real quick here of mine in Litecoin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Poloniex. Awesome. Interactive chart. And again, I highly recommend tradingview.com. Go ahead and check it out and follow me, Dallin_Anderson. I always post ideas, and if you guys want my opinion on the direction of a market I'm particularly interested in, I post one about every day. So, be watching out for that. So, let's go ahead and reset scales here. And reset scale. Oh, come on. Reset scale. Okay. Awesome. Now, let's clear drawing tools. Right click under drawing tools, and then you click remove all drawing tools. Now what that did was it just cleared up my drawing, so I only have to worry about what's in front of me right now. So I will point out that Ethereum, they've all been making the exact same breakout pattern. And that's to be expected because it's a pretty mathematical breakout pattern. Like, it's a really, really common breakout pattern. But it's just interesting to me that cryptocurrency kind of seems to be a lot more mathematical in the way in which it in the way in which it ends up actually presenting itself at breakouts. Because with the stock market, you'll see that there's kind of hold on one second here. Trying to find, okay, there we go. With the stock market, it kind of feels like there's so much volume that it's almost like it's manipulated a little bit. So when a breakout pattern happens, it doesn't actually come out this mathematical. See right here, this V shape. I'm gonna hide the Ichimoku cloud real quick. This V shape right here, again, this is Litecoin. That's a bullish signal. That means that it hit a resistance level and then came and hit a support level, and then came and broke above a resistance level to find a new resistance level and find a new support level. And so that's a pretty, mathematical move in a market. Super, super specific. And that happened after another specific move, which is a rounded bottom formation. Okay. So by the way, I am long on Litecoin because of SegWit. I think it could go up into the... my projection is at least the $35 range within the next few months, 6 to 8 months to be specific. And the reason is because if SegWit gets adopted and Bitcoin Unlimited is still having all of these problems, and Bitcoin, with the fork and stuff, then Litecoin will be like a temporary safe haven, I feel, for people concerned about the Bitcoin fork. But I still think Bitcoin's bullish because I think it will survive the fork fine. But I do expect Litecoin to also be bullish. And, a lot of these coins can run up at the same time. See if I compare Bitcoin to the dollar. Okay. Now, people will say, oh, well, they're exactly, well, these charts are very, very cross-correlated, actually. This is interesting to me. So this would be a rounded top formation in Bitcoin. This is a rounded bottom. Now, but the thing is Ethereum did this exact same thing where we had a crossover. So this lighter chart in the background is Bitcoin. Let me just go ahead and make the candlesticks different so that you can actually identify that a little easier. Candle, and I'll just go with some crazy colors to make it stand out. And let's go with 1-day candlesticks. Alright, so oops. Alright, so now basically these charts are surprisingly correlated. I haven't actually compared Litecoin to Bitcoin in a while, and this is pretty interesting to me, I will say. So remember, Litecoin is the one that's trending downwards right now on this chart, and Bitcoin is the one that's trending upwards on this chart. But that's only because of the fact that I loaded the Litecoin chart first. Well, it's because it's Litecoin against Bitcoin and then Bitcoin against the US dollar. See, that's what's actually happening here. That's why, as you can see, yes, the money is leaving Litecoin and altcoins and going into Bitcoin, because there's clearly split right here. You know, it's clearly split in directions. But if you want to see something interesting, it doesn't always mean that that's going to be the case. See right here, Litecoin pumped up pretty hard right there. Now let's see, where's another little one? All right, right here a pump, and right here a pump. So, and look, now they're actually going up again at the same time. And this is the type of thing that I noticed in Ethereum too, was that they battled each other. You know, they'd fight each other for value, kind of, to a certain level, you know. Most of the money still leaving the US dollar and staying inside of crypto, which means the US dollar is losing value overall in comparison to crypto. But this is, you know, obviously they're correlated now. We're seeing a spike up in Litecoin and a spike up in Bitcoin. So, you know, that's the same thing that happened in Ethereum when Ethereum did its little thingy. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick for you guys, so you know what I'm talking about. And then we'll go over to the margin account and see what type of position we're in right now. So if you look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, it's a pretty interesting chart, one of my favorites. You know, they kind of ran up together back here, sort of right here, but it was a little bit of a battle during this period of time. And then literally Bitcoin just flatlined as ETH went up. So that means the US dollar during this period of time right here was losing the majority of value. And then we have Bitcoin come clear up right here, but Ethereum was still rising during this period of time. So they were still rising together all through here. And then they both actually drop off, and then they kind of channel together, okay? So right here, they're very correlated. And then they split. Now this is what I'm talking about. They split, and then they started running up together. See right here? How they started running up together again after they made that huge split in value? Because that's a pretty big distance. You know, that's a pretty big gap right here. And to explain real quick, this is a percentage of the price, right? So this is just laying the charts on top of each other. Obviously, Ethereum isn't worth $1,300. You know, it never hit $1,300. I wish, but this is a percentage, right? So it's scaled to look like they're the same price, so that you can accurately, you know, determine. Because if Ethereum was, if this was the actual price of Ethereum against Bitcoin, you wouldn't even be able to barely see the trend line, because it's so much less than Bitcoin in percentage of value. Bitcoin's worth so much more that you wouldn't be able to really see it. So it's scaled up to fit. But yeah, so that's how, you know, Bitcoin and alts can kind of have that cross correlation there. And so I'm expecting a bullish swing in Litecoin, a very big bullish swing. Now, yeah, let's go back over to the margin account and see what's happened here. All right, so it looks like I was wrong on both of my trades so far. Maybe, you know what, actually, I am just going to go ahead and pause this video for a bit and see what happens in the next like 20 minutes, and then get back with you, because I want to see if I got some profit in some of these trades, so I can close out and show you how that affects the margin account when you take your profits out. Okay, so it looks like my clams trade pulled us into some profit. I went ahead and closed out that Litecoin trade. It was looking too bullish, and with margin trading, you do want to cut your losses quickly, specifically because if you're wrong, the loss will be so much greater. You have to cut your losses quicker. Well, I mean, depending on your trading plan. I have a video on making trading plans, and then I highly recommend my other one, how to manage trades for maximum profit. I basically go over, some concepts of how you can manage your risk management and some stuff like that. But as you can see, my long position was right. So let's see, where did I enter this position at? 0.001074. So 0.001074. So that's right here. It's just right here at this line, right here. And that's not too bad. I could have gotten a much better entry. If I was day trading this, I would have wanted to try and get a primary entry, something right here where there's a lot of volume, and then I could have been in profit all through here. My profit would have been more. But since I'm just doing a real quick demonstration for you guys, I just wanted to hop in on a coin that I felt like was at least going to go up a little bit. But yeah, my Litecoin short was not right, so I cut off my losses real quick. Thankfully, I lost only about 4,600 Satoshi, so it wasn't too big of a loss. But that's something you want to watch. Is you really want to be careful with your stop limit orders, and you really want to be careful with when you cut your losses, and you really want to be concerned about risk management. Those are the main things I like to really focus on during margin trading, because when I margin trade, I usually momentum day trade margin trading. So I entered my position around right here, by the way. So we've gotten a little bit of green bars since then, a few bullish candlesticks in our favor. But yeah, I personally margin day trade momentum. So if I'm seeing in the MACD right here, this indicator, kind of looks like candlesticks, as you can see, but it's not. This is moving average convergence divergence. Go ahead and look at my video on how to trade with it. I made one a few days ago. Now basically what you want to do is, as you can see, the MACD is pushing up right now. See how it's pushing up? There's these lines. This is upward movement in the market. And then as you can see right here, the MACD kind of comes and falls back onto this area here. This is called the 0 point on the MACD. That's these green or bullish lines right here. These bullish. I'm trying to remember what the exact word is. Let me see here. All right, the histogram. So it's called a histogram. That's what that is. So when the histogram has bullish candlesticks or candles like this, or histogram is bullish where it's green or above this 0 point in the middle, and then it's red if it's below the 0 point. So right now the histogram is pointing towards an upswing in this market. I also see pretty nice volume. As you can see, we just had its temporary pullback right here. That's just people getting in at a better price. The market has to fill orders. Like I said earlier in this video, if there isn't somebody there to sell, then you can't buy. If there isn't somebody there to buy, good luck selling. But yeah, so that's basically how this works. As you can see, I'm in profit right now. If I close this right here, it would add 9,600 Satoshi into my total margin trading value right here. This part right here, it would add that. But I'm not going to close this position. I'm feeling good about the direction of clams for a little while, and until I see like a real sell signal, like maybe these lines crossing below that 0 point on the MACD, or see, now I'm not in profit, but I did open this trade just like a few hours ago. But if I wanted to see these lines cross down below, or if these lines cross down below, then that would be a pretty good bearish signal pointing towards this market's momentum changing in directions. So the MACD is kind of a momentum indicator in a way. Shows you, the general momentum of a market. As you can see, like after it comes up to a high and then starts to fall off, there's increased volatility. That's what these huge wicks are. So these big candle wicking right there, that's increased volatility. And that happens a lot when you see it come up and hit a top. These lines on the MACD kind of top out, and then there's increased volatility. But that's basically how you margin trade. If you want to close your position, you press close. Again, this is so you can go long on a coin or you can short it, and you get 1.5 times extra trading balance or collateral. Well, not collateral, trading balance. And you use collateral. I'm using Bitcoin as collateral, though you can use any of the margin coins. So you can use Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Dash, all of those right here on this margin list under the margin markets. You can use any of those to long or short. So you can short or long any of those. Not every market on here, not every exchange market is in the margin market. But that's just because if there isn't enough interest in the coin, then there wouldn't be enough lenders and stuff to really keep that going. But down the road, I bet you Poloniex starts adding more to the margin. I'd like to see some more coins added to margin trading. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's how I do margin trading, and it's pretty beneficial. You can make quite a bit off of it, and you can make, the biggest trade I've ever made was margin trading XMR. So if that gives you an idea, then it can be a very, very useful trading tool to margin trade. So yeah, you just close positions right here, but I'm not going to, because I feel like clams is going to go up a little bit more, and I don't really have time to wait in this video for you guys to close out in profit. I could have closed out earlier in profit, but it only would have been 6,000 Satoshi. And see, the thing is like every Satoshi counts, and slow accumulation is the key. Not, you don't want to do something super quick and make a ton of money. That's why stuff like margin trading is kind of risky, because of the fact that you're risking more on your idea. So if you have an idea of a direction in a market, you're risking more on it, but you're also rewarded more if you're right. So that's basically what it is. You can close positions like that. It'll just take your lending and close your loan, and it will, see, I'm back up in profit now, 4,000 Satoshi, and then it'll add, if I closed it right now, it would add 4,300 Satoshi into my margin trading account. So yeah, I hope that answers any questions for you guys. If you need to, here's another button, you can click this right here, quick transfer. And you can, like I said, you can use anything as collateral. So I could be trading XMR, and say I bought XMR and I want to, I bought it at a low and then it hits a high, and I want to use my XMR to short XMR. I just send XMR into my margin account, and then it'll cash out my profits, and you can use XMR as collateral to short it. So that's pretty cool, and something you can kind of use to save some losses or something if you messed up, but I don't recommend doing that unless you have a perfect trade set up and you have good entries and you know how to set your stops. So yeah, thank you guys for following through with this video on margin trading. Let me know if you have any questions in the description, in the comments below. I'm gonna put this margin trading stuff in the description. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Go to digitalcurrencytraders.com and sign up. I highly recommend signing up for Lumbridge City's free course, how to earn free Bitcoin, and the basic course and the Rockstar course. These are really good courses, and it's free to sign up and try them out. And this, Lumbridge is making up to $3,000 a month in free Bitcoin with this method right here. So check that one out. And then if you really, really want to get in and really get to the good profits and get, the type of community and knowledge you need to really be successful in cryptocurrency trading, he has a course, and it's only $449. And for what you get, I think it's a very, very good course. And it's a lifetime membership into his community. And basically, he's taught me a lot of what I know, and I highly recommend checking it out and using my promotion code at checkout to get 20% off of that. So you can get 20% off of this course. And it's a lifetime membership. Great guy. I highly recommend checking it out, or at least trying his free courses, if not going for the real one that can make you some good money. There's people that I've helped people, make upwards of $10,000 with the methods that are taught in this course. So go ahead and use my promotion code at checkout, digitalcurrencytraders.com. My promotion code is HIGHALTITUDE20. So instead of tude, high altitude, it's with a D where there would normally be the T there, and then 20, and that stands for the 20% off that you're getting with signing up with my promotion code. So yeah, I highly recommend checking that out. You can learn a lot from it, and it will really help increase your success rate. And it's something that I stand by. I really stand by what he teaches. So I would never advertise something I felt like wasn't worth the time and the actual, I wouldn't advertise anything that I don't feel truly good about. I'm not that type of person. So this is digitalcurrencytraders.com. Again, high altitude 20 for 20% off at checkout. And yeah, check it out. So anyways, some in other news, basically I am doing a competition. I don't know if you watched my video that I upload on Friday. Every Friday now I'm going to be doing a week-to-week competition through April, and this week's competition is a contest for my logo on my channel. So basically just anything that has to do with altitude and trading, and just get creative with it. You can draw it up, or you can make it on the computer, however you feel, and then tweet it at me at highaltitudeinv, or go ahead and drop it in the Discord chat and tag me under the chat channel comp. So that's for these competitions. You can also find another written up version of the rules there. And yeah, so go ahead and send those in. You can also email them to me if you like. But yeah, so we'll have until 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time next Friday on the 7th, and that is when the deadline is. And after, any entry from now until then is good, and once the deadline is hit, I will be viewing them and then making a video with the winner, and you get 0.025 Bitcoin, so about $25 in free Bitcoin, if I decide that your logo is the one that I want to use. So yeah, go ahead and make a logo if you want to participate in that, with a chance to win, $25, and that's pretty good. So yeah, check that one out. The last one we had great success. Go ahead and watch that video. Like, comment, subscribe. Send me some tips in Bitcoin. That's my Bitcoin tip jar. If you like what I'm doing, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Go ahead and go to my website, highaltitudeinvesting.com. Sign up for my email list. I'm going to be doing daily emails now, and that will give one coin that I'm looking at for that day from a day trading perspective, and one that I'm looking at from a long-term perspective, and then some, just going over some stuff that you guys need to know about. So get on that email list, and I'll keep in touch with you guys and keep you updated with some exclusive content too on that email list. So go to highaltitudeinvesting.com and check that out. Sign up for the email list. Again, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you learned something, and as always, stay profitable.